So let's go on some Stanley parable.
Willkommen, Jammerin, welcome, come on in.
Maybe, yeah, that's a thing I'll want to modify. Use items, screenshot, post game. It's okay.
Using the arrows?
Yep,
Hmm. Do you play without the mouse?
I do, but I'm left-handed.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yep.
Like, especially in some old games like Doom, I play using only the keyboard. It's a little bit awkward, but for some reason I find the mouse is a lot more difficult with some games.
The end is never, the end is never, the end is loading.
Loading, yes. This
Well,
is quite the trip, this game.
it takes its time.
Yeah, it kind of does. It's not hugely complex. Maybe it is hugely complex. Who knows?
I guess. We'll see.
Let us begin, Stanley.
I don't even know what this game is about.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Okay.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
And we begin.
Okay. The mouse sensibility is really little. Yeah, way better.
Yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
I should probably put on some headphones. It's a little quiet to me, but I have a feeling if I turn it up, then you might start hearing the sound coming out of my laptop. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. Let me turn it up. How's the sound?
It's good.
Ah, yeah. Nothing coming out of my end that shouldn't be.
No.
Sounds weird. Jolly good. All right.
Well,
How shall you proceed?
I guess I have to follow the path.
Yeah.
Oh,
Didn't know you could do that.
I can't read.
Yeah,
Well,
now no one can. What shall you do next?
Oh,
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Choice.
so
are you
the
gonna do?
voice tells me to go to the left, but I want to know what's on the right.
Oh. Will you obey or disobey, Stanley? How do you want to see this pan out?
Well, I guess I'll just follow.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, look at the screen, the slideshow.
There you go. Using slate to show.
Oh, it's so self-aware that its eyes have rolled back in its head and it's viewing the inside of its skull.
What the fuck? Everyone is unique. Number of slides on this slide, charts, slides.
I haven't actually looked at all of these.
Wait, I which charts on the same slide, the same information. It's totally useless.
It's completely useless. It's
Rate
brilliant.
of increase in graphs per slide. Please no more chart, please no reading stuff.
Oh, I missed that last one.
The burst appreciation minutes. Circle the top 20 things you love.
If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee, like your... hold on.
Yourself. What are your dreams for the future? Less air.
Metamorphosis.
Seems good
Spring
enough.
break. Pollution. A boat.
Teams for not getting fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day. And we saw this one.
Okay, and it scrolled back
Let it
around.
ball up beside you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Oh my god. It's a lot of
dude.
bullshit.
It is so much bullshit.
Oh.
What? Are there even
Stanley
brooms?
stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Yes, it is a broom closet. Nothing more,
There was nothing
nothing
here.
less.
No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
He's like leading me outside. There must
Yeah.
be something
It
here.
was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
I guess I'll just... Yeah.
Okay. Away from the broom closet with you.
To a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Huh?
I don't know.
There is no right or wrong answer.
Yeah, I know, but...
Unless that's just what I want you to believe.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
What?
Then he sailing through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this
My
was
laptop's being loud.
How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. He knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a...
I actually am lying on bed right now, so...
Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Damn.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone
What
tell
the
me
fuck?
I'm real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Congratulations, you just found one of the endings.
Yeah, I died.
Yeah. You made the wrong choice, and it cost you.
I guess, yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it be?
Now what shall you do?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way. No
He is
matter how hard
watching
Stanley
you.
looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Yes, yeah, I'm touching everything.
Touch.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Yay!
you can do.
Yay!
Congratulations, you are dancing on the tables. Mm-hmm.
Now I am.
Well, I don't feel like dancing when I don't know the words. I'm just singing so high that you can't understand. Ah, the two doors.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Well, yes.
No, he didn't.
The correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Come, sir, let us admire the employee lounge.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Immaculately constructed. I can hear developers patting themselves on the back. Well, I think we did quite well in this room. We ought to bring that across.
Really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth
I
He is such a snarky bastard. I love him.
love it.
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left. But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Oh, where shall we go? Oh. Must touch the doors.
Blueprints?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Ah, yes. Because naturally we're all following directions from a little voice in our head.
Yeah.
Or a big voice in this case. What does that say? Penalty for jumping off... Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. You have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something...
Danger everywhere.
Yeah.
Prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Too bad. I already...
Everything is so dumb, I love it.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Which one? Which one?
Oh.
I would love that if you could just look through the third door and just like, I didn't expect this. Red, blue, red, green, yellow, yellow, blue, blue, red, green, yellow, blue, blue. Which one? Which shall we go with? Stanley tried to walk through the wall between the two doors. I have no idea why, but whatever's going on in Stanley's head, it must make perfect sense to him.
Well...
How much do you trust the voice in your head?
It's...
Well, that isn't me, that is.
It's so fucking mind disturbing.
Oops.
Thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
So it's like the same thing?
I think these lead to the same place? I can't be 100% sure though, because the Stanley Parable, it fucks with you.
Yeah.
It's a delightful little mind trip.
It pretty much does.
Yeah.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel... No, wait. Where are you going?
You don't seem to be very interested in the cornucopia over there.
In the what?
Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Oh no!
I'm making it panicking. It's pretty cool.
There's basically a diving board up here.
Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Oh.
Are you actually gonna do it?
Stanley, think about what you're doing.
I'm thinking. I'm just gonna inch off. Holy shit! Way to make this tense.
I don't know, man.
No! Oh, thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. No. No, no. What are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Because my legs are too long. I want to make them shorter.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
You're dead.
Maybe you're just getting...
Are we still alive?
I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
This is unexpectedly heart-wrenching.
It's over. It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Oh well.
That was the first ending I actually found when I was playing this.
Like Sissy
I was not nearly as heartless and determined as you. I was actually staying in the lovely room for a bit, taking in the sights, and the sounds, and the smells. Yes, there are smells. I'm just sort of babbling now.
Oh my God, this game. Just
Yes,
this game.
that is another ending that you can find.
Yeah, I guess I could take the other...
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
I'm pretty
Hang on a
sure
minute.
we have things to do.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley
Nope.
knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Just to admire it.
Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, he didn't. Did he? He did not. Did he?
Stanley was so bad
He
at following
totally did.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy.
Are you?
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been... Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
So let's see.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Au contraire.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Red.
All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Ooh. Ooh. I don't think I know this bit.
You see, there's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
You're not tempted at all?
I am kinda. But I don't know.
It's too late now.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
What do you think? Does the third door spice things up any?
Yeah.
One? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's awful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oop.
Oh.
Hold on. Look at those names. Are those on your friend list?
Oh.
No, it isn't. I don't think it is.
Oh.
Okay, for a second I thought it was being really clever at mimicking your friend list or something like that, because that would have been hilarious. I did. Oh, this game. This game. Nope. Ah, yeah, and then it repeats. So, whoop, and again.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Are you gonna be mean?
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Okay.
Are you having a ball?
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Press the button! Press the button!
No, I don't want to.
Heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
So let's see what it does for me.
I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
I'll see. Oh my fuck.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here, no, here, and then. Doesn't need yes, of course, and just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
I don't want to.
Do you have any other choice? Well, I suppose you could always restart, but...
Well, I've been a long way.
You're just gonna take the long way around that.
I don't want
along
to.
the skirting.
I don't want to.
Go into the nice man's house now.
I don't want to. I just want to leave. Oh,
I want to get out.
I guess I
Go
don't
into
really
the
have.
nice man's dirt house.
I don't really have a choice, do I?
You really don't. You got the narrator cheesed off.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Ugh.
Nice.
Honestly, this is pretty good, like rebuilding Minecraft in their own game. Is That is pretty, Oh, hello. Dum.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
I don't think we did.
Nope.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds can say this one. Okay, new game.
Nope.
Another game?
Freedom. Moving on.
Oh my god. What will be the next one?
I think you will still be pleasantly surprised.
I'm waiting for a Portal one, maybe. That's the one I was waiting for the first place. Maybe a little Portal.
How did you know?
Yes!
I knew it!
You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go figure out what the hell this is.
Huh? It doesn't do that, does it? You're carrying the... I feel like you're familiar with the achievements for this.
For what?
Thinking, Stanley. You're 40.
Oh, I always liked the radio.
Genius.
Yeah, there's actually an achievement for taking the radio to different parts of the level in the original Portal.
Plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games, and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience.
Oh,
Huh? Where are we now?
in a work in progress zone?
I don't remember this. And you're still carrying the radio! Wait.
Where's my radio? No!
But more importantly, where are we? I don't remember this at all. What is this?
I don't know.
Oh, is there an open door?
Wow, there are a lot of paths here.
Yeah, I don't recognize this at all.
Oh,
Like, I've read.
I...
No?
There's light.
I see light! I see light! Oh!
Hey, that's my thing.
Hey, what? That's... What's going on? No, I'm genuinely asking. I've never seen this before.
I don't
Are
know.
we're supposed to be here, right? This game loves to screw with you when you... Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
And now what?
Oh, okay. No, I genuinely think that was a dead end. Huh. Boy, howdy, what a trip.
Yeah, I like this game.
It's certainly memorable.
Yeah, totally.
You know, what's next? Are we gonna stumble into Silent Hill or something? Like, I read the wiki on this thing, and I don't remember that.
Well, I was pretty happy to see Portal. You know,
Yeah.
like I told you, it was the very first game I was waiting for.
He would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
But
What's this about catching someone? What? I think the dialogue's changing.
Oh no!
He entered the door on his left.
Well, I could...
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Fuck the police!
He wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
Yeah.
just to admire it.
I just swore, so that means we're not making ad revenue off this.
A work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace? Its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper. Something darker.
Something darker. A dark force led him to the employee lounge.
Yes. Really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
I'm pretty sure there's an ending if you wait here.
Yeah? It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
It's that, ooh, he's sexually attracted to the employee lounge. Let's all leave.
Yeah, look, I'm fucking
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Stop humping the couch.
Oh, wait.
Nah, it's screwing with you. That previous message was like was telling you that if you're waiting for more dialogue, you're going to find any.
Oh,
It
come on.
thinks of everything.
Come on.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Years ago.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
I see you eyeing that death drop.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
I don't like dark doors.
I can't blame you.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? Well, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. Clear as day, Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Oh, what? There are
Practice?
backs fire to orphans in a 30-kilometer radius.
I think I will set the orphans on fire.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
I love how the room just started breaking down.
Yeah.
What? It's amazing. Now what?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying.
Oh.
Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We
I
just
knew
need to
something had
know
changed
as
there.
soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Go, go, go! Back onto the platform, okay.
Yeah. Well.
So, I think we're just backtracking?
Yeah, I guess.
Again, I don't remember this bit. I vaguely, but not.
You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Little did the narrator know that things were about to get much worse.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What are we going to choose here? Oh.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
The narrative dissonance is catching up. To the left, to the left! Everything you own in the box to the left! Everything's breaking down, I love it.
Yeah.
Subtle, casual cosmic horror.
Well, I guess for now I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice at all.
No. We have to go to the left. Pray we are not too late.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Oh.
Huh?
What the fuck?
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story.
Oh,
If you just
no.
walked through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
Oh.
Well,
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set
the
of
fuck?
2 open doors, he entered the door on his
that's a very good question. Oh my god.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
What?
Just behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly
Eh?
and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What have you got against narrators
No!
with
Why
sexy
did you do
voices?
that? Quickly,
I don't
hurry.
know. What?
Just behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing
Why?
responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Why?
Hmm. I sense your discomfort.
I see the light is changing.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Are the lights changing? I hadn't actually noticed. Shit.
Look. It's darker here. And here is lighter. Darker.
Was it
Lighter.
not always like that?
No.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Why?
Exactly as Stanley would. That
Well,
means choosing
I guess I
responsibly
don't have a
and
choice.
always putting
Oh,
the
there's,
story
there's
first.
deadlights there.
Quite sure
There's
you'll be
deadlights.
up to
I meant the
task.
deadlights now.
Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of...
I think we're stuck in an infinite loop if we keep going in through the right door.
No.
Like, I don't think we have a choice anymore. So what happens now?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
The broom closet's locked?
Yeah.
Huh. That's odd. Isn't usually. You can usually go into it pretty easily. This is, concerning.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I don't have a choice.
I don't like this!
I've never been here.
Yeah, no, we haven't checked this bit out yet. What?
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115!
Do we have to say it?
No, I don't think we actually... That would be amazing, but I don't think that's possible.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115.
Night Shark 155.
Right there on the wall.
What the...
Night Shark
Did you do that?
155.
Okay, that's you actually doing that.
Is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Yeah, this is the thing. Usually when you're at this part...
Fine, you're not gonna do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Huh?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he opened the door on his left.
Ren, are you still there?
Yeah.
Stanley?
Okay.
Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The end?
I need you to walk through the door.
What?
We just...
Can you hear me?
We phased out of the map and...
Stanley, this is important. The story
What?
it needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that...
Yeah, the thing is that with that bit with the boss's office, it's laid out differently if you take a different path to get there. It's not supposed to be laid out like that, and it's supposed to have a keypad combination, and I'm just very confused right now.
So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay.
Does it say who does narration? I can't read it from here.
Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is.
And yeah, this was like the reason that like they could have portal in it is like this was made in the Source engine, Half-Life 2 engine. So the portal was.
Take as much time as you need.
I'm guessing they'd have to get permission from Valve to use portal resources, but
Yeah.
I just started.
And so I finished the game.
Well, technically yes, but not really. There is a lot of game. Let's just put it that way.
Oh.
Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought.
Did you close the door?
Yeah.
Nothing will hurt.
Ah, yeah.
Nothing.
This is an ending as well.
In here,
You can literally just close the door and not do anything.
I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
There's something delightfully meta about that.
Yeah. Oh well.
Hey, so you were looking at the achievements, right?
Yeah.
There's one of the achievements on there. It's let's try for one of the achievements. There's this one something to do with the door.
Yeah.
Can you find it on there?
330 5 times.
Yep.
But Stanley simply
Oh, you
couldn't.
closed it by accident, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
What if a crucial
Yeah, it's gonna run through that ending again.
outcome for that?
Just restart, and we'll
So
begin the game again.
click 5 times on the door 330.
Yeah, let's get there. Let's get that achievement. Let's get that under our belt.
Okay.
How
429.
Stan, oh please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Go on.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
I can't whistle.
I'm not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Where's 426? There we go. 20. Go! Click at the speed of light!
Now, go click a few times on door 437.
437.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415.
Now, back to door number 437.
Go, you beautiful bastard, you! There it is.
How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
The copy machine.
There it is.
Back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
Employee 419's desk.
419's desk.
That one, yes, that one. We were on it before, remember?
Yes, this is great. You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416. We've almost got it. Now the copy machine, do that one again.
I love his
For some reason,
accent.
he's reminding me of Wallace and Gromit all of a sudden. I don't... The copy machine. There it is.
Stanley, 5 clicks on door 430.
Yes.
Yes!
We did it! Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
Oh, it's so
Hey,
excellent.
want to see something cool? Want to see something cool? Go back to the first office.
Yeah?
There's a glitch. There's a little glitch. You can go out one of those. You can go out one of the windows. Climb up on one of the desks. There's a way to climb up on the desk, and then you can go out the window. It's either in this office or the next one.
I can't seem to be able to climb.
Oh no, there's no windows. It's definitely the previous one. This one doesn't have windows. There is a way to get out of one of the windows.
Well, if that's the case...
Definitely no jump button.
Nope, I don't think so.
Can we check the controls? Just to make sure. Options, keyboard, keys.
Nope.
Okay, there's duck for some reason, but not jump. Okay, but I know there's a way. I know there's a way. Hold on. There's a way to do this. I know there is. Trust me on this, man.
And I
There's
guess
a way
it's
to get out that window.
Oh!
There we are! Almost. Okay, you got it on it with the chair, so use the chair on the other one.
Well, I don't have an access to the chair of the other one.
Then on the other side of the desk you're on. Yeah. Oh, there we go. And
Woo!
boom!
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Ah, then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other options so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Oh.
Do you like to restart manually?
Did you want to come back here and see what happened if you pressed yes?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I guess it's the same.
I am fizzing at the proverbial bits to find out.
Oh,
What? What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it
Are we
be?
still doing the thing, or?
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
hey,
How did you do that last time, actually?
I can go back here. On it. Oh, I can now.
Okay, good. So, out the window. Ta-da!
Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want. Like, right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. You too will become quite unbearable.
Yeah, I've done this before. The guitar just keeps going.
Oh.
I hope it was everything you ever wanted and more.
Oh my god. This game.
Yep. The papers are gone.
Just to slip
Yeah.
through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
I don't like how it keeps changing what it says. It's creeping me out a little. The door opens both ways, what the heck?
Yeah.
Immersion broken.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I guess for once I'll just follow the story.
Alright.
Up to where I won't want to follow it anymore.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided, oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
It just
I
stops.
remembered that you had come in here before.
He fucking remembers. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, it's Sans Undertale.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, I can tell you that going downstairs yields the same ending every time.
Yeah.
Turlet. Look, see, completely different layout.
Yeah. Oh!
Yeah, completely different.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I don't remember the code you just gave me.
Did you just forget
Stanley
it?
sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. 2845. Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo. Hold on. Yes!
8.
What?
I can't believe you found that by yourself. It's a reference to the original Stanley Parable demo. It was literally just some buttons that would say 8 when you press them. Only happens once, I think.
Oh. Is there another one like this?
No. It's only a reference to the demo where, for some reason, 8 was the magic number.
Okay.
8. Yeah, it's very weird. You can find videos of it on YouTube. Going down.
Yep.
Down.
Little good.
Oh yeah. Alright. Shall we call it a video once we've seen this last ending?
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to use the loo, something rotten.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
An escape!
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Yeah, the door actually didn't shut behind you.
A conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Oh. What is this?
I guess it's death.
No, because the end is not the end is not the end is not the loading.
Yeah, it's just loading.
Yeah, it just says loading.
So it's not the end.
What's going on?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected
Oh.
that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
Oh no!
Perhaps his death was of no great loss, plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Can you get off it?
No! Oh,
Farewell,
What?
Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What?
And yet it was just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What is all this? Let's look at all this. Holy bum nuts. It looks like sort of like a developer's area. Door numbers. 1, 2, 3. Button sounds. Uh,
the two
the two
doors.
doors. Can you read that? I can't quite make out
Yeah.
the writing.
The two doors. The set of two open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parables design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed.
Interesting. It all started with the two doors.
Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the true doors in a good time.
I think they're being a bit facetious now.
Office layout. This blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the same iteration.
I can't tell if they're being like facetious about it or not. Like, are they saying, "Ooh, this took a long time to make this corridor. This straight line took ages." Yeah.
The credits.
The credit. Kevin Brighting is the narrator.
Yeah.
That is a name you have to look up. I'm putting that into Google right now. I'm not going to search it, but I'm going to look it up later. Just
Okay.
like seriously, imagine if you heard me in a game. You know,
Yeah.
he's in Doctor Who.
Oh.
That's cool.
Maintenance room, an early version of a maintenance room.
That would be to the mind. Oh. No, I don't think we get an achievement for that one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I should probably myself. I might boot Stanley Parable and have a look-see.
Uh-huh.
Is this the exit?
From Ding Dong Gay, are you gay? Narrator emails.
Oh, it looks completely white from here, but I imagine if you had like a closer look, you can actually make it.
Yeah. Will playing the Stanley Parable help me make friends? I don't have any friends. There is a
I don't know,
skeleton.
maybe something on the leaderboard.
Subject, final warning. There is a skeleton inside of you. There are more skeletons in this world than humans. Oh
That
my
sounds
god.
like a Tumblr Halloween post, you know?
After
it doesn't
this-
matter what's on the outside.
yeah,
What's
after
on the
this-
inside. Inside's a badass skeleton.
After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these in further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are a selection of those emails. Question: Are you a rock?
Are you a rock?
Yeah. The lights. What do the lights in the control room do? I really want to know.
Sorry, it's just flat, mate. Okay, so like the emails sound really dumb, so I have a feeling that this is sort of put on as well, but it is kind of funny.
Yeah. Some questions. 1. Well, how do you make a JRPG? 2. How do you make the worst game ever? 3. What is the difference between a duck?
What is the difference between a duck?
Yeah.
Is that literally all it says?
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what is your favorite color of the alphabet? Be honest.
There's a skeleton inside of you. There are more skeletons in this world than humans. Thank and goodbye. Yeah, look. What is the difference between a duck?
I can't get over that. I think I might use that in something. I'm just going to use that as a username. What is the difference between a duck? As a matter of fact, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm changing my nickname in the campfire.
I think it's too long.
Is it? Hold on.
It's 32 characters.
Hold on. Ah!
Ah, too bad. Yeah, look, question, are you a rock?
Friend.
Oh wow, what's the thing? Will the game feature capybaras? What?
Yeah. We're still Dr. Sid. Okay, well, we should probably look at something else.
Yeah, but I mean, those are super cool. The lounge. Oh. The lounge. The apartment timer.
Yes, I don't think we saw the apartment ending. It's kind of depressing, honestly.
Yeah. And before having to unplug the thing, you had a timer. The cargo lift.
Cargo. Hee.
And the cargo lift again.
Also the cargo lift. I think it might have been like a prototype cargo lift.
Yeah.
Man.
Meeting room with a projector. Oh, there's a vent.
Yeah, that I don't. I have a feeling that didn't actually make it into the final game. I don't recall a vent in any of it. But then again, this is the Stanley Parable, and I wouldn't be surprised if I ended up being surprised.
Zending model.
Zending?
Yeah.
The heck is? Oh! You know what that is? I think that's the car park bit. You remember that? The infinite loop.
Oh yeah.
I think that looks kind of like the layout for it.
Maybe.
It's always interesting when games pull that sort of
No,
thing.
this is the ending.
Oh, okay. Disregard, I am a blathering cockwall.
Zending levers.
Zending. Is it Zending or Z-ending?
Z ending. But all of this is together. Look.
A part of the yeah, I think that's like a special ending sort of thing. This might have been scrapped because
Maybe.
I remember nothing of it.
Trailers.
Ooh, can you like? Ah, you tried pressing the TV there and nothing happened. Oh.
We ran 4 major teaser trailers over the course of the game's development, each meant to convey something about the spirit of a game. This is the first one, released in May 2012. It features a series of broken rooms and the voice of a narrator informing viewers that he is preparing a new version of the Stanley parable. Oh!
Oh. Ooh. Might look up these trailers later. This sounds interesting.
Yeah. I will do, too. Escape menu.
The game is now paused. Ah, gosh, it was getting loud outside. Holy.
There's a lot of things to look at here.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of thought that's gone into this. Oh, and is that the exit or that's just windows? Ah, yeah.
Stanley's office. I guess
I think they tried various different layouts for it.
Yep.
It is the first thing you see, so that makes sense.
Yep. Game design markup.
I like how they included this area that we can look at all the stuff that did and didn't make it into the game. This is cool.
Monitor room elevator.
Ah, yes, the
And
monitor room. Yeah.
The countdown room.
The mind control facility.
I haven't been here yet.
Ah, yes, the freedom ending. That's the ending that you get if you follow everything. Everything that the narrator says perfectly.
Huh.
Like, it's kind of funny, if you do everything that he says, you do get the happy ending. It's a bit of a mind funk.
Yeah.
I've already sworn during this. There's no. So they tried different landscapes or something. I think.
Yep.
Look at all of this.
Boss office.
Ah, the various designs.
Yeah, it's a development.
Nifty.
This is the actual one.
Yep. Not the one that came up when they asked you to speak the password. Interestingly.
Yeah. Office clock.
Because that needs its own thing, naturally.
Oh, we've been here.
Oh yeah, that's the starting room. I wonder if you can find the demo room with just the 8. Maybe not.
Employee lounge. And underground.
Such a lovely employee lounge.
Yeah.
Oh.
Narration outtakes.
Ooh?
Kieran Brighting, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game.
How do you activate them? It's just cheers. Oh. I can just hear it, but not really.
Yeah, same.
It's kind of difficult to listen to. Especially with my flatmate gabbing on the phone in the next room. It's very faint. And I've got my volume all the way up, so...
Well, I guess that's about everything we can say here.
Yeah. Is there an exit, or do we just stop? Do we just go to the menu and stop?
Exit.
Right. There is the east.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Well.
Can you
Off.
see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now. It'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time.
Oh, rip.
You done goofed.
Oh.
They just stop.
Yeah, I guess.
I think that's it. I think this is a good time to stop now for us, Sterling.
Yep.
I thought. Well, that is the Stanley Parable.
Yeah, we have more to see.
You have a lot more to see, mate. I think you will gain just as much enjoyment from it by viewing it by your onesies. So
Yeah.
there is a lot more to dig up. Trust me.
Yep.
I can think of at least one big momentous thing.
Okay, well, we'll see that together.
That was fun. We need to do this again sometime.
Exactly.
Yeah. Probably not this weekend, but maybe next.
Yep.
All right. So stop recording, I guess.
Yeah, I'll stop.